Hello everyone, how are we doing? Hello. All I see is purple in my chat, oh my goodness. How is everyone doing? Welcome in. Happy Sunday. How are we doing today? Welcome in Kay. Welcome in Uzi. Welcome in Joss. Welcome in Ash. Welcome in Pepita. I don't think I've missed anyone else. No. How are you guys doing? Hope everyone's Sunday is good so far. Yes, it is SCP Sunday today. We're going to be going over some more SCPs that you guys have submitted to me. So where did we last leave off from? Does anyone remember? Oh, I know, it was one that Ember suggested. The SCP-106, was it? Found some interesting ones earlier today. I must submit them later. Okay. I mean, I won't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to get back, if I'll get to those today, but you can submit them. Yes. I'm angry right now. I don't know why, but I'm really angry. Anyway, that's my day so far. But I hope everyone's Sunday is good at the moment. For those of you who don't know, every Sunday we do SCP Sundays, whereby you guys submit me SCP submissions from the wiki, and we go over them on stream. If you've missed some of those have been turned into videos on YouTube. The last one, SCP-106, is on YouTube as well. And yeah, we just go over SCPs. We're on the SCP hype, and it's so much fun going over them. Yeah. There's such variety to all of these stories, and they're very cool. So we're going to be looking at some more SCPs today, going through the list. Every SCP Sunday, there's always been one SCP that just takes up the whole stream, because it's so interesting. I'm hoping for some nice smaller ones though, to be honest. Especially since I'm tired. Just mentally. I'm angry, but because I just played some Super Battle Golf with Ash and Shix. Super Battle Golf. Is that the one that we played, Joss, that one time? With everyone? I'm not confusing it with Golf with Friends, right? Yeah, I'm literally opening my library just to check. It is. Yes. Yeah, okay. That's a very fun game. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. It's very fun. And chaotic, too. And they are sweats. Yeah, I think Shinx, to me, is a sweat. He acts like a sweat all the time. Have you seen him play Valorant on your account? Why is Pepita banned, Joss? What are you saying, buddy? What did Pepita do? Oh, I saw you two talking about football earlier. Yes, it's the final, isn't it? When is the final? At 3 PM EST. What time is that? That's at 8 PM. It's taking place in New... No way! Really? Oh god, it must be so busy in the city then. Oh shit. Is everyone gonna leave my stream at 8 PM to watch the football game? I guess I'll be all alone. Okay, it's fine. I'm used to being alone anyway. I mean, it's okay. I'm just joking. Well, I'm hoping Argentina wins, just because of the fact that it's Messi's last football World Cup. So, for your sake, Pepita, I hope they win. I might what? I was talking about the football game, Pepita! You're gonna watch the final! You need to win! We need Spain to win. Oh, welcome in, Krabby. You don't need to apologize. We literally just started. You are good. You have just started. I hope you're doing well. Happy Sunday. I might what? Are you going to leave at 8 PM my time to watch the game? You are. I wish you luck on watching it. It might be a hard watch for you. Jokingly! Jokingly! I think Shanna's annoyed today. Yeah, because I don't think before I speak sometimes. Duh. Dragon Ball Z manga's anime. Some people can't take a joke. Sorry, just something earlier today that happened with me. Also, who... Why are farts out of stock? Peter just farted. What are you talking about? Also, Krabby, thank you for the 3 stream streak. Also, I was just joking. Don't take it too seriously. Peter is mod, K isn't. Wait, mods have more privileges than viewers when it comes to channel points? And cooldowns? Huh? I should just unmod everyone. Who need... Oh my goodness. Oh my god, my head hurts. I don't know what's happening anymore. Don't be mad. We got a moth creature. That doesn't make it any better. I don't like moths. I don't like moths. Fuck moths. Okay, sorry, I needed to unleash something. Today is a day, huh? Yeah, just like tomorrow, and just like every other day, and then every other day after that, and then every day after that, and every day after that, and then every day after that. Guys, I have a mental problem. I don't know when I'll ever be fixed as a human being. Anyway, we're just gonna move on. We're gonna go into SCP Sundays, and we are going to be looking at some SCPs. Are we ready? Are we ready? Let me set it up. Where are we on the list? Where are we on the list? Wow, okay, so I think we're on Ember's submissions. Ember submitted... Wait, have we... No! Wait, no! Wait. No! Never mind. Wait, no. Wait. Did we do 2006 already? We did. That was Joss's last submission. Okay. SCP-034 is the next one? Ooh, okay. Interesting. Right, we're gonna do a submission that Ember gave to me some time ago. That'll be our next entry to look at. There we go. Oh no, I'm covered. Oops. Sorry for a bit of a scuff start. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna be honest. I have been working on my next YouTube video, which is gonna be the analog horror reaction for the Avarian show. I kid you not, it is over 6 hours long, and my brain has been focused on that for such a long time. And when I mean such a long time, I mean like 4 days. I'm hoping I can release it on Tuesday. My brain is all over the place, and I think I'm about to explode. So, I hope you have your fire extinguishers ready, because I'm going to need them in case I explode and combust everywhere. Hopefully that doesn't happen today. And, yeah. SCP Sundays. Yes. I feel like I recognize this one, the number, but the picture doesn't do it justice. I'm excited. This is my first SCP Sunday. Yeah! I hope you enjoy. We just look at SCPs. So, and the SCPs that you guys have submitted before in the past have always been very interesting. So, yeah. We're going to start with this one. You're going to combust everywhere. Why do I open my fucking mouth? Anyway. Let me open up my page. Right. First SCP of the day. SCP-034. Okay? This is a safe SCP. I have no idea what that is. Do you see that? It says blade.jpg is the name of it. Is this just... What is this? This is just like... It looks like a special type of metal rock ore thing. Huh. Right. SCP-034. Special Containment Procedures. 034 is to be kept in a secure room with access granted only to level 4 personnel. 034 itself will be kept in a locked case that is under 24-hour surveillance. You have to survey an object? Why? Is it going to become alive? We're not in lab conditions. 034's protective sheath cannot be removed under any circumstances. Any personnel in contact with 034 must be placed under a 24-hour observation period until their identities can be confirmed. Oh. Looks like an obsidian arrowhead. Is this Minecraft stuff? Also, hi, Joy. .034 is a primitive knife constructed out of pure obsidian. Oh, it literally says obsidian right there. You called it. Minecraft? Yeah, you said... What did you... Obsidian arrowhead. And I thought Minecraft. Look up obsidian arrowhead? Oh wow, I've never seen this before. Cool. Huh. Okay. I learned something new today. 034 is a primitive knife constructed out of pure obsidian. Tests reveal that 034 is approximately 1,000 years old. Damn! That's pretty old. Despite its crude method of construction and age, 034 is still incredibly sharp and requires no maintenance to retain its edge. Expert analysis hypothesizes that 034 may be of South American origin, and that it may have been used in Native American rituals. Oh, rituals, you say? Several accounts from Spanish conquistadors exploring the redacted region support this hypothesis, with detailed writings on how redacted priests would flay their victims alive with similar knives and wear their skin as tribute to their gods. That sounds wonderful. That sounds wonderful. We love it when we wear other people's skin. 034 has the ability to allow its bearer to take on the appearance of another individual. Wait, what? has the ability to allow its bearer to take on the appearance of another individual. What? What? So if you just have this equipped, you turn into someone else? That's weird. 034 is used to cut a piece of flesh from a living individual, and that piece of flesh is placed against the skin of an... Oh, wait a minute. I've heard about this one. Where have I heard about this one? I think someone has talked about this before to me. On stream. I've heard about this. So, you would have to, like, cut the person up, and then whoever person you cut up and touch their flesh, you would turn into that person. And disguise as them. Oh, I've heard about this. It's this SCP, okay. Yeah, so 034 is used to cut a piece of the flesh from a living individual, and that piece of flesh is placed against the skin of another individual. The second individual would take on not only the appearance, but all physical characteristics of the first individual. Physical characteristics as well. Like a clone. Maybe. Sorry, I mixed the two things. Testing has shown that the minimum amount of skin required can be as little as 1 square centimeter. However, testing has also revealed that the amount of time the transformation lasts is directly proportional to the amount of flesh used. Wait, so if I used 1 centimeter of flesh, I would be someone else for 1 second? What is that? No, wait, no. The ratio of time the transformation lasts to flesh used has been measured at approximately 1 hour for every square centimeter. Oh, I was completely wrong. Oh my. 1 hour for every centimeter used. So if I had if I cut somebody up and took 1 centimeter of their flesh and put it on me, on my skin, I would become that person for 1 hour. 1 hour is a long time, chat. Believe it or not. Sometimes an hour can feel really long. Oh my. So if I had 24 centimeters worth of someone's flesh that I cut up, I would be that person for 1 whole day. Isn't that crazy, guys? Once the time limit has passed, the affected individual will revert to their original form. Analysis of 034's abilities show that its method of mimicking another individual is nearly flawless. The method of mimicking another... Not only does 034 change its bearer's physical appearance, but their actual physical attributes as well, including height, weight, muscle mass, bone density, hair growth, eyesight, strength, physical medical conditions, and even DNA! Oh my god, like, you can literally clone to be someone else. Oh my goodness, cloning technology. This is cloning. Wow. You could be that person forever if you want. Yeah, if you had like a really big piece of that person's flesh. Yeah, you could. This is a knife. Yeah. See, that's the thing with SCP sometimes. Some of the most unexpected objects could do the most craziest things, right? Here's an example This is going to be a tangent, but here's another example of like a weird thing, and this was on our first ever SCP Sunday. Let me pull it up actually. The stickers. Does anyone remember the stickers SCP? The horny sticker SCP? Oh god, why did I even say it like that? Oh god. Like, could you imagine? I absolutely regret what I just said. I want to end stream. Like, I feel like I'm just losing it. I hate my life! These stickers, for example, I think is the most craziest example of objects being so insane when it comes to the SCP universe. These stickers, when you put these stickers on someone, what happens is they will dissolve into the skin and then transform the individual into something, or they will take control of someone's body. And sometimes they can become sentient and alive, and through experiments, they talk about certain things. Harvey, was it? You can read it. It's also on my first SCP Sunday video. But that was just an example. Yeah, but... yeah, it just goes to show in the SCP universe, any object can do any weird thing. You know? This one, you can transform into someone. Right down to their DNA. The only physical traits that are not carried over in the transformation process are wounds caused by 034 itself. I feel like that would make sense. Right. Also... is that... Is the volume of everything okay? Okay, I'm sure it is. There will never be another original thought after that. Yeah. Subjects still retain their original personality and memories while transformed. Wait, subjects still retain their original personality and memories while transformed. Wait, so the person who gets cloned, so the person who is being transformed, they don't have the memories of the other person? You will still have your own memories. Oh, that's actually weird. Okay. No, okay. Even though the process is nearly instantaneous, taking only a few seconds, human test subjects have described the transformation process as extremely painful. Oh... I could imagine your whole DNA is being restructured. I'd imagine that would hurt. Subjects also may suffer psychological trauma depending on the extent of their physical transformation. Side effects are especially serious if the subject takes on the appearance of a person with differing gender, or with wildly different physical attributes. Psychological trauma as well? From transforming? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That doesn't sound nice. I don't want I don't want that. Let's be real, guys. I don't think transforming into someone else is something... Are there people out there who do that? I don't think I'd want to be someone else, if I'm being honest. Imagine being 4'11" and putting the skin of someone who's 6'5" on. Oh my god. It would feel... no, it's like you're inhabiting someone else's body. Now that I think about it as well. It would definitely feel weird. From being short to being tall. But then likewise, imagine... I think it'd be even more terrifying if a 6 foot or 7 foot individual did this thing on someone like... I don't know. Wait! Imagine you did it to, like, someone really small. And then you would shrink. That would be horrifying. Wait. What if you did it to, like, an animal skin? Would you turn into an animal? I never thought about that. Or does it only happen on humans? Oh. I wonder if they mention it later on. However, in order to function properly, the individuals who have their flesh cut off by 034 must still be biologically alive to maintain the transformation. Should the individual whose identity has been stolen expire, the effect immediately wears off. Further details may be found in Lab Report 034A. Also, 034 only appears to work on human subjects. Oh, okay. Only human subjects. Cross-species experiments with 034 have resulted in data expunged. Wait, but okay, so it works on human subjects, but does it have another effect on animals? Or would it just be like a normal knife then? And it won't do anything. .034 came into Foundation possession when an imposter disguised as Dr. An imposter? Cue the Among Us music. Now, who the fuck would impersonate as an Foundation doctor? Hello? We won't even know who it is. Attempted to infiltrate site. Oh, the imposter was apprehended when authorities discovered the real Doctor something tied up in his home with a large portion of his right arm skip. Oh, what? Oh, that's awful. Further details may be found in post-interrogation report 2211. Oh, that's awful. Poor doctor. How do you recover from that? Yes, the person has to be alive. And if they're not alive, you will lose the transformation instantaneously. Skin someone's arm? And then poof. Oh, that's so evil. Lab report 034A. Are there any links here, by the way? No. This is a pretty small one. Small. This was a pretty small one, guys. Not small. Small. Okay. Lab report. We've decided to test several scenarios dealing with the limits of 034's capabilities. Okay. Test 1. Sample taken from deceased human cadaver and applied to subject D452. There is no observable effect. So again, that kind of confirms that you cannot do it on a dead person. It has to be a living human being. Test 2. Sample taken from D532 and applied to D452. 452 successfully mimics 532's appearance. Upon termination of 532, 452 immediately reverts back to original form. Wow, they actually just shot the guy dead. Upon termination? Yeah, and then when the person dies whose flesh you've taken to transform into, when they die, you transform immediately back to normal. Test number 2. Test 3. Sample taken from D433 while under a medically induced coma and applied to subject 452. D452 successfully mimics 433's appearance and manages to maintain the transformation and consciousness. Oh. That would make sense. even if they are just in a coma, you just transform into the person. So they would still be conscious, while the other person is unconscious. That makes sense. Test number 4. Sample taken from a brain-dead medical patient who suffered a massive brain hemorrhage and applied to D452. Wait, what? Sample taken from a brain-dead medical patient who suffered a massive brain hemorrhage and applied... Wait, brain-dead medical patient? So what, their brain died? But then how are they still alive? I'm pretty sure you need your brain to be alive in order to exist. And be alive. What? Am I not reading this properly? Am I dumb? The E452 successfully mimics the patient's appearance, but immediately loses consciousness upon transformation. D452 does not regain consciousness until the transformation period expires. 452 retains no memory of the event. Yeah. You need your heart more? But see, here's the thing, Joy. Your heart runs because the brain is sending electrical signals and senses towards your brain, towards your heart neurons to, like, beat. So technically, wouldn't you still need your brain because the brain is controlling that homeostatic process of beating the heart? Am I not right? Even if you unconsciously are beating your heart, like you don't need to consciously do it, it still requires signals to do it, though. Your heart sends oxygen to the brain. Yeah, I guess that too, but then if you don't have your brain, then how is... If your heart stops, the whole body stops. Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. You know what? Did you guys know I have a biomedical degree in biomedical sciences? You guys can tell that I no longer give a shit about that anymore. Anyway, moving on. I'm so fucking dumb. I'm such a loser. I'm such a loser. I should just fall off of a cliff. I mean, what? Sorry, what? What? There's machines to keep your lungs working and heart pumping. Yeah, the iron lung. Iron lung. Okay. Anyway. So, they took a sample from a brain-dead medical patient, and they just got unconscious. I guess that makes sense. Right. Test 5. Sample taken from D625, who suffered a broken arm due to a confrontation with security staff. D452 successfully mimics 625's appearance, including the broken arm. D452's broken arm is remended when the transformation period expires. Okay, so they even mimicked someone with a broken arm. And then they transformed with the broken arm. When they go back to their normal self, their arm comes back. Again, it's mimicking the, like, subject that you take the flesh off of. Test 6. Sample taken from a terminally ill medical patient and applied to 452. The patient's terminal illness was caused by an inherent genetic defect. 452 successfully mimics the patient's appearance as well as the patient's illness. Both the mentally ill patient and 452 expire at the same time. after which 452 reverts back to its original form. Oh shit. This also like confirms the fact again that the transformation is going to happen into the genetic level as well. Like your DNA is going to be the same as the person you're cloning. And then when they die, you come back to normal. Wait, did they both die? Test 7. Sample taken from a chimpanzee and applied to D466. D46... Oh, an animal! Let's see. 466 appearances rapid growth of hair across their entire body. There are otherwise no other significant physical or physiological changes. Body hair disappears when the transformation period expires. Okay, so there is like a little bit of an effect. So they did it on a chimpanzee, and they just grew a lot of hair. They got hairy, and then they got back to normal afterwards. Okay, but that's with a monkey. What if they did it with like a fish? Never mind. That's what test 8 is. I swear I didn't proofread this. Test 8. Sample taken from an Atlantic salmon. No observable effect. Okay. I thought you would, like, I don't know, grow fins and stuff. Imagine. Oh my goodness. Test 9. Under 05 authorization. A sample taken from SCP. Which SCP? They took the flesh off of an SCP? Sample taken from SCP redacted is applied to 466. 466 exhibits extremely adverse reaction upon transformation and data expunged, resulting in significant damage to testing environment, multiple injuries among test and security staff, and the death of 466. 6. Testing of anomalous humanoids with 034 is suspended indefinitely. Anomalous humanoids. So they even did it on an SCP. And something happened. I think they combusted, chat. Let's be real. A human being cannot comprehend the reality and power of these mind-bending SCPs, of these crazy SCPs. I wonder which SCP they took it off from. Do you think because they said anomalous humanoids? I don't know. What humanoid SCPs could you think of? 034? I mean, not 034. 106? Could it be the old man? Could it be the shy guy? Could it be the plague doctor? Actually, no, I don't think anyone would want to get close to Plague Doctor. I don't think he'd allow anyone to take skin off of him. Never mind. Interesting. A mermaid? Well, they'd have to find a mermaid in the world and then take their skin off to test that. But sadly, mermaids don't exist. Sadly, that's not real. So we can all we can do is cry about it. Yeah. Okay. So those are all the experiments that they did. Interesting experiments. They start off pretty chill and then they get much more interesting. And then this one's creepy. What happened, man? They just exploded? They make it sound like it exploded because they even said damage to the testing environment. They probably have one. You think the SCP Foundation have mermaids? Actually, to be fair, there's got to be a mermaid SCP out there. There's got to be a mermaid SCP. You're right. You're right. Surely. Oh my god, I'm yawning. Every Sunday, I am yawning on stream. I don't know what it is, man. I'm just clearly so tired. SCP-327? Damn, K is on the mark when trying to find these things. Is that a mermaid? You should like totally put it in the suggestions channel. And then we look at it one day. Right, what's this? Okay, post-interrogation report. Okay, so this is the situation when they first discovered SCP-034. Okay? Apparently, they discovered it for the first time when an imposter entered the Foundation and infiltrated the site. Because some guy tied up a doctor and then skinned their right arm to become into an imposter doctor. Post-interrogation report 2211. As for standard operating procedure, we first attempted to interrogate the prisoner via non-violent and non-invasive means. However, when such methods proved ineffective, we began to implement conventional interrogation techniques. While partially successful, we deemed it necessary to use SCP... Wait, what? They used other SCPs to interrogate someone? That one is Siren-like? 7281 is a mermaid, basically. Oh. Okay. We managed to learn the following facts. The prisoner had extensive knowledge on the existence of the Foundation and its inner workings. The prisoner had extensive knowledge on other SCP-related agencies and groups. The prisoner was not acting under any official capacity from any government agency. The prisoner obtained 034 and instructions on its operation from an unknown benefactor. The prisoner was given very specific instructions to infiltrate Site Redacted and maintain its position until further notice. The prisoner had enough samples of Dr. Redacted to stay within Site Redacted for redacted days. Regrettably, the prisoner did not survive interrogation. Oh wow, he even died. Oh shit. I'm not surprised you were using other SCPs to interrogate the dude. You use SCPs to interrogate people? Holy moly. What were they doing to that person? Well, that's 034, everyone. SCP-034. This obsidian knife that can transform you into someone else. Very interesting. I'd be kind of afraid if someone transformed into me, because then there'd be two of me. And I don't think you guys want to see that. I think. Right. 034. Done. We haven't had a small, short SCP in some time. So, that was nice and quick. Alright, let's find another submission. I think someone submitted more. Oh yeah, Kay was submitting those, okay. Thank you for that. Okay, SCP-070. Which one is this? This is another submission from Ember. Damn it, this one doesn't have a picture. SCP-070. Safe. Special containment procedures. 070 is to be kept within a 10 meter by 10 meter reinforced concrete room that is to be guarded and remotely monitored at all times. This room must always be well stocked with non-perishable food and water. as well as basic amenities for humanoid SCPs. Security personnel assigned to 070 are to carry sticky foam guns in addition to standard armaments. What is this? Oh, welcome in, Astro. What have I missed? You missed 034, SCP-034. But we're on 070 now. Hope you're doing well. Why did it sent twice? Astro, I think you're going crazy. I don't see it being sent twice. I think you're good. Anyway. Structural integrity of 070's containment room is to be checked twice daily in case of excessive structural damage. 070 is to be incapacitated and relocated to a nearby backup containment room as described above. If a reinforced concrete room of sufficient strength is not available, 070 may be temporarily contained in a cell or stronger material until concrete room can be prepared. Concrete room. Okay. 070 is to be given sedatives and painkillers on request, but no more than maximum dosages, determined by Dr. Dumount. Personnel who enter 070's containment room for any reason must be unarmed and should wear puncture-resistant body armor. Armed guards must remain outside and out of sight of 070. In case of containment breach due to In case of a containment breach due to somnambulism, security personnel are to alert site administration, place food and water in the apparent path of 070, and maintain a clear zone of 25 meters around 070. What the fuck does this mean? What does that word mean? Oh, sleepwalking. Oh, that's the scientific term for sleepwalking? Somnambulism. Somnambulism. Okay. Did anyone know that? Hey, my streams are very educative, and now you've learnt something new. You can thank me later. In any other case of containment breach, or if 070 becomes violent during somnambulism, personnel are authorized to incapacitate 070 using sticky foam. Care must be taken to avoid smothering 070. What, you have sticky foam guns? What is this? 070 reflexively responds violently to injury or attack. Security personnel should refrain from using lethal force or otherwise injuring 070 if at all possible. SCP-070 appears to be a human male of Native American descent, with a normal appearance save for a pair of rusty metal wings emerging from its back. Each wing is composed of several flat iron bars, about 6 centimeters wide, connected to end by rotating rivets to form an articulated length of metal over 2 meters long. Whoa, that's pretty big. Holy shit, what? That's some big metal wings. Hanging from these bars are chains of various lengths, 20 on each wing, each tipped with a barbed arrowhead. 070 appears to have no other anomalous properties besides these wings. So it's just a Native American descendant with metal wings? The wings of 070 appear to act independently of the person they are attached to, and 070 has stated repeatedly that it has no control over them. He can't control his metal wings. However, when damage has been done to the wings, 070 has shown signs of physiological distress, including sweating, reduced blood flow to face, and screaming in pain. The wings have been observed to fold and expand, shoot out, and whip its chain at high speed, both individually and collectively, and anchor its arrowheads into concrete, wood, and like materials. Wood-like materials, is that what it means? While 070 has not displayed any overt hostility to personnel, it will often react violently to perceived threats by lashing its chains out at assailants and wrapping its chains around its body in a defensive posture. I'm trying to wonder, are the wings controlling him? And they're the real danger with this thing? Although, again, it is a safe SCP. Although, again, that relates to how easy it is to contain compared to how dangerous the effects are. The most effective means of subdual has proven to be sticky foam, non-lethal weaponry, which can reliably ensnare 070's chains from a safe distance. Despite their rusted appearance, the wings and chains of 070 are as strong as high-quality alloy steel. However, they are also as dense as steel, and SCP-070 cannot move about as a normal human due to the weight of its wings. Uzi, your question got answered in the wiki. Oh, that sucks. That must suck then. They can't move normally because of those wings. Ouch! You gotta imagine the back pain that would bring. As yet, 070 has been unable or unwilling to use its wings to facilitate human locomotion. 070 spends much of its time anchored to the walls and ceilings of its containment cell, usually sedated. Oh, that's creepy. So what, is it just like stuck onto the wall like a fly? Interesting. Addendum 0701, Incident 0701. On redacted at 3:36, 070 breached containment. Security personnel were advised that 070 appeared to be asleep, and were ordered to not engage 070 and to keep others away. Oh, is this where the sleepwalking thing... So, okay, so when we were reading the containment procedures, I thought this SCP was going to be like, oh, it must be some guy who just sleepwalks forever. But no, we're completely wrong. It's just another dude with, like, metal wings, but apparently they do stuff when they're sleeping. 070 and to keep others away. By lashing and anchoring chains into the walls and ceiling in front of it, 070 was able to carry itself, still apparently asleep, through sight redacted. It's the wings! I feel like the wings are the main thing about this one. So yeah, his wings are kind of like... It's like a robot octopus. Yeah? Like, you attach, like, let's say if you attached spider legs onto yourself, or like a contraption with limbs, like extra limbs that walk, that's what 070 is. 070 broke into the food stores of Canteen 4 and proceeded to gorge itself on the available food and water. Damn, must be hungry. Almost 90 minutes later, apparently sated, 070 returned to its containment room. At no time did 070 appear to wake up. 070 claimed no knowledge of the event afterward. Personnel background. Interviews have revealed that 070 is named redacted, and is capable of reciting the correct social security number for a US citizen of the same name and age. What? Let me reread that. Is capable of reciting the correct social security number for a US citizen of the same name and age. 070 claims to be a member of the Kiowa tribe and data expunged. 070 claims to not know how the wings came to be, only remembering waking up in a scrapyard with them after taking a lot of peyote the night before. Peyote? What is this word? I've never heard of this word before. Is it an alcoholic beverage? The night before. That is such a random ability for this thing to do. Read someone's social security number if they're the same age and name as you? What? That... well... do they have a generic name? Like, I don't know. Bob? Hey Bob, what's your social security number? 06967. Anyway, what? Sorry. I'm losing my mind today. And that's that. Peyote is like a drug. I'm probably not even pronouncing it right. Oh. Oh my goodness. Anyway, you didn't hear that. So this is just a high Native American who has metal wings on them and can move around with their metal wings and technically sleepwalk with their metal wings? I feel like the metal wings is the main thing which makes this thing as SCP. Hello? Interesting. And there's no picture too. Let's see, has anyone drawn art of this thing? SCP-070. Oh my. Pretty cool art. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, this is actually a sick concept. I love wings. Mechanical wings? This is very good art. I still feel it's kind of disturbing that it's attached to someone. Okay, what is this? Bro's just chilling with some chips. I mean crisps. Not chips. I'm not an American. I say it the right way. Crisps. And freaking Bro's giving him a can of drinks. Well. Okay. It's so cool. It's not that bad when sometimes there isn't a picture here, because then you can literally just go online and see that people have done art for it. SCP art goes crazy. Beer cans. Oh my god, man. It's spreading to my chat. First it was... Yeah, it is spreading. Well done, Joss. You started a new thing now. American slander, but I low-key support. Wait, Uzi. You mean to say that it's the correct term is crisps, not chips, and chips are fries. You know, you have a packet of crisps, that's your snack, and then you have chips, aka the French fries. I am correct. No, I'm not. I suck. Anyway, that's SCP-070. Pretty cool when you think about it conceptually in your mind. Bro has the advantage of having wings. I wonder if you can fly with those. That'd be cool. That is another Ember submission. Ember submitted a lot of SCPs. That they sent that we could go over. 077 is another one we can look at. It's okay to be incorrect. Okay. Fry the French. Oh god. Don't do that. That's a bit terrifying, no? Astro, run away. Astro, you should be a little bit concerned. Kay says to fry the French. You have been warned. Right, next SCP. Next SCP. 077. Oh, this one's a Euclid. No picture again. 077 is to be kept in Research Sector 861 on top of a 0.5 meter steel pedestal in a 3x3x3 chamber with 0.5 millimeter thick steel reinforced walls. Oh shit, this is some top level steel. Okay, hold on. The reinforced steel hatch door to the chamber is to comply with the AH-37 protocol and is to be guarded at all times by 2 level 1 personnel. A boom mic connected to a speech recognition system should verify that all pronunciation is within standards. A camera is to be mounted within the chamber to record any changes. Every 8 hours, a minimum of 2, but preferably 3, trained D-Class personnel are to enter the containment area and, in a loud, clear voice, read the runes etched onto 077 in unison. Ooh. This one sounds interesting. Runes involved? Reading runes? Is this like a monolith or something? The reading must be performed by individuals who understand the full meaning of the runes being read, who are able to pronounce the entirety of the inscription correctly, and who are no more than 30 centimeters away from 077. All personnel must undergo a 1-week training session with Foundation linguists for pronunciation, reading, and dialect coaching. A minimum of 20 D-Class personnel are to be trained or undergoing training at all times. Trained D-Class personnel are exempt from termination until such time they have been replaced. Okay. Foundation linguists are to remain on call in case of an unexpected rune change. Every new set of runes is to be transcribed into phonetic English and provided with the literal and idiomatic translations as quickly as possible. So even... Okay, hold on. The cafeteria menu for Research Sector 861 must not include any potatoes or potato-based ingredients. What? Now that's a weird... Huh? Why specifically potatoes? What? Okay, what is this thing? 077 appears to be the top half of a human skull engraved with runes. Top half of a skull engraved with runes, each filled with an unidentified black resin. The runes change every lunar month, defined by the full moon rising above the horizon in Ireland. I knew it had to do something with Ireland because of potatoes. Joy, are you still here? You're missing out on this. Call out. I'm so bad. I'm a terrible human being. What a terrible person I am. Calling people out. How evil of me. I'm a terrible person. That's why I'm a loser. That explains the potato thing. So is the skull from like from a former island person? Yeah, so the top half of the human skull engraved with runes and filled with black resin. And the runes change every lunar month, as well as the winter and summer solstices, the spring and autumn equinoxes, and whenever a partial, annular, or total solar or lunar eclipse is visible from Ireland. If these engravings are not read aloud at least once within a 24-hour period, the eye sockets and nasal cavity of 077 will emit SCP 0771. 0771 is a luminescent green vapor whose precise nature remains undetermined. It is to be noted that although 0771 behaves as a normal gas in all other ways, it only occupies those spaces which are within 077's effective line of sight, and does not flow into the space behind 077 unless confined. Opaque, impermeable barriers with no biological content can provide temporary protection from 0771. However, attempts to permanently contain 077 within opaque containers have failed due to the artifact's production of sufficient quantities of 0771 to explosively rupture these containers. So if you don't read the skull every day, chat, the skull is going to be fuming out gas that can be explosive. This is an interesting one. All biological material with the obvious exception of 077 itself, which comes into contact with 0771, is instantly transformed into a viscous, malodorous ooze. The ooze has been identified as the rotted flesh of potato tubers, which have been severely infected with the potato blight. What? That is awful. Transformed into a viscous ooze. So if you touch the skull, no, sorry, not the skull, sorry. If you touch its gas, you will turn into an ooze. 1 cubic centimeter of 0001 transforms upwards of 800 grams of biological material. Okay, so wait, no, would it do it to the whole body? Oh shit, that's actually really dangerous. I don't think I want... That's kind of fun if it doesn't hurt. But you're gonna turn into ooze. I mean, can you recover from that? Reading 077's engravings has noticeable, if transient, effects on the health of the readers. These effects include nausea, cramps, and oh. So even reading the engravings isn't a good thing. These effects include nausea, cramps, headaches, dizziness, incontinence, fever, skin rashes, nosebleeds, and fugue states. Effects intensify as the time between readings increases and can become cumulative for individuals who read the engravings too many times consecutively and or too frequently. Readers have a 60% chance of developing an allergy to potatoes. This sounds like this is literally an Irish SCP. What? So, if you get into contact with the gas, you will turn into an ooze. If you read the engravings on the skull of 077, you are going to get some bad side effects. And if you read it more and more, the more it affects you. And then you can also get an allergy to potatoes. Okay, I don't think... That's scary. That doesn't sound nice. I'd rather be an ooze. I mean, suit yourself, but I don't think I want to turn into an ooze. I don't think I want to get headaches either. Headaches suck. Addendum 0771. The artifact was recovered from Redacted in the village of Redacted, Ireland. Locals had built a shrine around the artifact, where upwards of Redacted participants would engage in a nightly ritual. What? This is like a ritual item from an island village. Oh shit. Fragmentary historical documents retrieved from the remnants of the village church and library indicate that the artifact existed as early as 1848, at which point in time it is described in highly positive terms, including protector and provider. By 1869, however, references to the artifact are fearful, resentful, and couched in euphemism. Euphemisms? So people worshipped this rune skull, which has these effects of producing gas and causing weird effects on people. And at first, they had positive terms for the thing, but now it's fearful? Also, there's a link here. What? This takes us to another What? More potatoes? SCP-1689. Okay, we're gonna quickly do this one as well, since it seems pretty quick. Wait, no way the SCP is just potatoes. 1689 is currently under restricted access in area there, mediums, So 1689 is to be stored tied shut with its mouth facing upwards at all times. Why does it say mouth? What? Access is limited to level 3 personnel with the exception of site cooking staff. Exploratory access to 1689A requires approval from level 4 personnel. All expeditions will be documented as equipment and staff to enter. Enzymatic Compound 13 has been developed to aid in exploration. Proposals to establish a mobile site are currently under review. SCP-1689 is a burlap bag of potatoes. What? Why? In its stable state, 1689 weighs 40 to 50 kg and contains approximately 200 common agricultural potatoes. 1689 is made of brown, roughly woven jute. The bag. So, the SCP is the bag of potatoes. What? The interior of 1689 is vastly larger than its exterior. Wait, the interior of 1689 is vastly larger than its exterior, and is designated 1689A. 1689A is a large, extra-dimensional space of undetermined volume, measured to be at least 10,000 meters cubed? No, whatever that means, but believed to be much greater, completely filled with potatoes. Exploration of 1689A is largely incomplete due to the high degree of obstruction. For information, please. What? A dimension. You're telling me that inside this bag of potatoes is a dimension of potatoes? I am not making this stuff up. It says it right there. Extra-dimensional space of undetermined volume, completely filled with potatoes. You could make... Wait, this is literally an impossible source of French fries. Chad, this can solve world hunger. Oh my god. I need this. When portions of 1689A are empty... Oh, portions of it can be empty. Nearby potatoes experience an abnormal form of growth characterized by tumor-like bulges, emerging and eventually splitting into fully sized independent potatoes. Yeah, that... What is that potato? Excuse me? That looks like a mini voodoo potato doll. So if there are areas of the dimension which are empty, potatoes in the nearby vicinity experience an abnormal growth characterized by tumor-like bulges, emerging and eventually splitting into fully sized independent potatoes. The rate of growth is roughly exponential, with a doubling period of approximately 2 hours. This effect also applies to normal potatoes introduced to 1689, as well as similar edible tubers or roots such as yams and sweet potatoes. Wow. There's going to be mac and cheese dimension somewhere. Well, Joss, easy. You just write up your SCP entry and then add it to the wiki. And then boom, SCP 8127. The mac and cheese dimension. What an interesting entry this is. Wow. You won't need to fry the French anymore. True. What in the mitosis? Potato mitosis. Wait, potato mitosis. Pitosis. 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 Potatitosis. Also, Ember, welcome in. Ember, we're doing some of your SCP submissions. We're on the... Wait, no, this is... Wait, I just forgot. This is a link to frickin' the previous SCP that we were looking at. So the potato dimension is associated with this skull with runes. Huh. I still need to read the rest of this, by the way. And then 16891. 1689 was recovered from Krisovo, a small village of approximately 200 people in northern Siberia. A Russian official reported on 2nd of June, 20-something, that Krisovo had made no outside contact in 4 decades and had no surrounding farmland. The reports were confiscated and investigated by the Foundation, at which point it was discovered that the village had been using 1689 as its sole food source for well over a century. These guys were doing it! They were living the dream! They were literally just eating French fries. I don't know, potato soup? Also, Emma, thank you for the 125 stream streak. Holy shit. Insane. Where was I? Okay, so they were eating... Okay. As a result, the villagers were suffering from extreme calcium and iron deficiencies. No one in the village was able to recall how they came into possession of 1689, only that it had been there since before the Reds, and it was a gift for working hard. 1689 was subsequently transported to area... its current location. 16892. Currently, only one fully equipped expedition into 1689A has taken place. Authorized personnel may view the mission log of Captain Cameron Wells. Wait, can we actually look into this? There's even a whole exploration log for the potato dimension? What? This goes deep. Also, let me do the hydrate. Thank you, Uzi. Okay, let's read this, shall we? Opening statement. Exploratory mission 16891 was scheduled for 8th August 21 something, with an exploration team of 4 led by Captain Cameron Wells. The team was informed of their upcoming assignment on 2nd of August. For more information, see document mission 16891 equipment manifest. Mission log, Captain Wells, day 6. They told me today I was going to be leading... Oh, excuse me. They told me today I was going to be leading Frederick, Carlin, and Xander into a sack of potatoes. Okay. Apparently it's bigger on the inside, or it's a pocket dimension, or it's a portal or something, to somewhere full of potatoes. At this point, nothing surprises me. Oh, and this is supposed to be an official log, so I'm supposed to call them Agents Merrill, Azoles, and Peterson. But no one checks these, so I fucking won't. Okay, already our guy has attitude and character. Mission log, Captain Wells, Day 1. They gave us the rest of our gear, and got us ready for tomorrow. The plan is to be in there by noon. Labs produced this really cool liquid for us to use. It's some kind of acid or enzyme that dissolves the potatoes into starchy paste. It mostly drains away, but then some of it sort of hardens to make this nice tunnel sealing. It's actually scary how fast it works, and we have to wear skin protection so it doesn't get on us. With spray nozzles, we can carve our way into potatoes. Carve our way straight into potatoes. Oh my god, they're power washing through potatoes, chat. Holy shit. Power Wash Simulator, a new Power Wash Simulator SCP collab. You go inside the potato dimension and power wash the potato dimension. Okay. 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 Right. Wait. Oh, that was day -1. Oops. This is day 0. It was pleasant to find that they had already cleared out a small room on the other side of 1689, made of plywood. It was certainly weird, crawling into a bag and coming out in a totally different room. But again, nothing surprises me. We actually didn't see any potatoes right away. Wait, if they don't see potatoes, then what do they see? In the dimension? Nothing? Like... what would they... So they didn't see the potatoes right away. Then we opened up the excavation door and yep, wall of potatoes. Potatoes above, in front, and below. We decided to cut a roughly 2 by 2 meter tunnel straight forward. Compasses don't work here, but there isn't a very good chance of getting lost because we can always find our way back from the radio signal. Wait, so like, when they... Darkness? Huh. And then they found the potatoes and it was just everywhere. It was just filled with potatoes. Like a massive container filled with them. Almost. Okay, day 1. Excavating's slow work. We can clear about 30 meters an hour. That sounds glacial, but it's 120 cubic meters of potato. And that's a kilometer in 2 days if we make good effort. And it isn't that hard. 2 of us spray, and 2 of us shovel away the goop. Every 100 meters or so we put up some support beams. Whoever invented this enzyme is a genius. Day 2. God, I hate the odor of this stuff. I actually like the smell of potatoes, but because of the enzyme, this place smells like vomit. I'm sick of it already. Fuck. Oh, that smells awful. If that's how it smells like... Oh. That's probably not going to be a great time. Oh. Day 5. We accidentally spilled some enzyme on the ground today, and turns out we were only like a meter off this concrete floor. Kaman's really surprised. This is the first thing other than potatoes they found. Cool. Oh, interesting. So there is a ground, and it's made of concrete floor. Okay. We decide to just start going on the floor. It's not too inconvenient, and it's nice to have solid footing. Interesting. Day 8. Did you know that the word spud comes from digging with a spade to make the hole you plant them in? Carlin did it. Carlin did, and she made sure we all did too. And then she repeated the word spud to herself all day while we were excavating. Day 9. This is hardly even agent work. Why did they have D-Class doing this? Day 11. Tomorrow we're on our own. It's becoming too inefficient to resupply us every few days, so Command's providing us with 2 months of MREs and tanks of more than enough enzyme to last that long. If we haven't found anything after that, they say, then the mission will be abandoned. Obviously, we'll still have radio contact. What are they effectively trying to find in this if it's just a dimension filled with potatoes? Are you really going to find something from that? I mean, let's see. Day 12. It's nice being alone with the team. At night, it's almost like camping. Yeah, camping in a weird cavern, made of spuds. Day 16. Out of the blue, something interesting happened. We found a wall today. It's made of the same material as the floor. The base floor, not the starch stuff. Concrete. It runs at an angle 20 degrees to our tunnel's perpendicular. Command told us to follow it, as it's not like there's anything else interesting going on. Concrete. Caves aren't made of concrete, they're made of rock. So, the fact that they're describing it as concrete makes me feel like it's gotta be some sort of man-made structure, no? Right? If there's things with concrete, then that means there's been some sort of, like, industrial action involved in creating it. Right, let's see. Day 19. So, concrete floor and concrete walls. Today, Frederick got thinking, and sure enough, concrete ceiling. This whole time it's been about 3 meters above us. Which means that the whole time, we've been inside of a building. A huge building. If we can map it out, we could probably find the exit and discover where in the world this potato hell is. That's what I'm saying. It's gotta be a building, which is just filled with potatoes. Chat, what do you think is on the other side? Or is there another side? Or is this a liminal space with just potatoes? Day 28. Xander says it's potato. What the fuck? How have I not heard him say it until now? It's been 4 weeks, surrounded by potatoes, and he hasn't said the word until now. He's the first person I've met who actually says it like that. Potato? Chat, it's potato, right? It's potato, right? This isn't like tomato. It's potato, right? Okay, I'm kind of intrigued. How do I say tomato? I say tomato, not tomato. Actually, no, I actually say it both ways sometimes. I actually do say potato. No. I do say tomato and tomato, both, interchangeably. Yeah? Yeah. Yes. Sorry. What a weird day we're having. Okay, so... Day 36. It's been longer since we started following the wall than from the wall to the start. Xander thinks it isn't going anywhere, but Frederick wanted to press on. Command deferred to me, and well, I don't want the last month to have been pointless. We'll go for another 3 kilometers at least. Do you think there's going to be a happy ending to this? Mission, day 38. Today, we decided to blow a fucking hole in the wall. Carlin had charges in her pack, God knows why. So why not? The wall wasn't going anywhere. We all stood clear and blasted. It took a long time to clear all the mashed potatoes away, but we were sure enough created a 3-meter hole. Guess what was on the other side? Potatoes. Oh my god, this is literally just caverns of potato made of concrete. Wait, do you well, no, they did say that people ate the potatoes, so it was edible. The fact that it lasts for that long? Day 39. We started excavating through the hole we made, and turns out it actually is different outside. It definitely is outside. Oh, so it is outside, so they're outside the building now. The ground is dirt and extremely dead grass. That means this thing isn't anywhere on Earth. I guess the building was some kind of gigantic warehouse. This thing isn't anywhere on Earth. Chad, do you think that 1689 takes you to... Okay, but they said it's an extra dimensional space, not a planet. I was gonna say, what if it takes you to a potato planet filled with potatoes? But no, this is just a dimension filled with potatoes. That's so weird, but so interesting at the same time. We've been hearing these sorts of faint rumbles ever since we blew the charges. Xander's starting to go willy about it, but as far as we can tell, nothing's happened. Day 43. How high up do these potatoes go? If we're outside, then there's no vertical clearance. So does it go all the way up into the atmosphere? Is this whole universe filled with potatoes? It's so weird thinking we're outside. It doesn't feel any different from being inside the building. It's like we're underground. Well, I guess we are. It's just the ground is made of potatoes. Day 44. We found an actual tree, a dead one, surrounded by potatoes, but a tree rooted in the ground nonetheless. We had to be careful about it because the enzyme chews it up, but we managed to fully uncover it. Its branches were sort of weird. splitting at these perfectly 30-degree angles. But overall, it looked pretty normal. The lab had me collect a bark sample. It totally made the outside fact real. What is this place? Oh, welcome to Swapies. Hope you can relax now from work. This is such a weird place, chat. Like, we've had instances of where we go to extra-dimensional planes of existence and shit happens. But this is so weird. Like... Huh. Okay, let's see. So they found a tree. Chat, potatoes don't go on trees, do they? They grow from the ground up. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Xander was worried about the rumbles we'd been hearing, so he turned back to look. Turns out, about 100 meters of our tunnel is caved in. Command didn't know either. They said they'd start digging us out from the other side and that it was my choice if I wanted to keep excavating. Frederick and Carlin want to continue, so continue we do. Listening to Xander complain, I didn't sign up for this shit. Yeah, no shit. The Foundation didn't exactly know you were going into the realm of taters when they recruited you. It's not the kind of thing you put in the fine print just in case. Oh no, it caved in. Uh-oh. Guys, I'm kinda scared. This is like cave exploration. But the cave is filled with potatoes. So, it's a cave potato. A potato cave. We keep finding more weird shit. Frederick uncovered this twisted bicycle and got super psyched about it. I knew there had to be humans here before because of the building, but it didn't really occur to me until I saw the bicycle. Jesus. Day 55. Fuck. I'm an awful captain. There was another big rumble today. A huge cave-in. We nearly got crushed, but somehow we all managed to take safe refuge under the tree branches. This time we lost contact with the command. We can still detect some faint radio transmissions, but it's too staticky for correspondence. Obviously, I made the call to turn back, but we have no idea how bad it is. It could take weeks to get out. Fuck, I should have turned back. Oh no, I'm getting a little bit concerned now. Day 65. We ran out of food rations today. Xander freaked out and started saying we're going to starve, until I told him he was a fucking idiot. Day 67. We should have brought a goddamn spice kit. Carlin actually had cooking equipment in her pack. God knows why. So we can prepare the potatoes a couple of different ways. But it's still potatoes. My taste buds are starting to shut down. This is going to take forever. I mean, just Cook potatoes, make french fries. Day 68. It's too hard to clear out the original tunnels we made. It'll be quicker to just cut straight to the bag anyways. Tomorrow, I'll tell my team to just start carving a new tunnel. Day 69. Fuck. We ran out of enzyme today. Sure, I noticed the supply dwindling, but it doesn't really work to ration it. So we just kept using it like normal. And now we're out. Okay, so the good news is that we were inside the building when it happened. That means we can just shovel our way out, as there is a ceiling. It's 5 meters from top to bottom, and I can't imagine we could make a tunnel any narrower than 1.5 meters. That's going to be slow, but we should get there. The real digging problem is space. Where are we going to dump the potatoes? The best we can do is about 5 meters behind us, so we have a little bubble of space that we can just sort of move through the building. This is going to take a long time, but I'm honestly not sure what we'll run out of first. Food is covered, and they've actually got enough water in them. The oxygen is starting to get stale, though. I don't know how much is able to fit in the cracks between the potatoes. I don't even know what to do for morale. I've told everybody that command is probably digging from the other side and is going to find us, but they're all depressed. This was supposed to be a 65-day mission, max. Frederick made a joke about the word tuber. I don't remember exactly what. It was stupid anyways. Day 70. Maybe it's because we were just melting them, but there's something none of us noticed before. The potatoes are real ugly looking. They've got these bulges which sort of wiggle and grow slowly. Absolutely disgusting. And they're our only meal. Oh yeah, you know, the potatoes growing by mitosis, making these like weird lumps and abnormal growths. I think that's what they're sort of describing here. Day 71. I hate the smell of potatoes. I'd have to vomit back just for the smell. Fuck. Day 72. It's fucking smaller. Our bubble of space is smaller, and it's because of more fucking potatoes. Our area wasn't precisely dimensioned or anything, but Carlin was the first to mention it when we woke up. And then suddenly it's obvious to everyone. The whole area has shrunk a good 10 cubic meters. What the fuck? Oh no. Claustrophobic spaces? Claustrophobia? Day 73. I was paying attention today. Those ugly bulges, they actually get big fast, and when they get to be the size of a potato, they split off. That's where all of the potatoes are coming from. Our area got even smaller today. Day 74. We're running out of space and time. There's barely enough room to work anymore. We're knocking elbows and shoulders while we shovel. Fucking taters. Fucking spuds. Oh god, this guy's using the F word so much. Effing yams, effing tubers, effing roots. I swear they'll kill me while I'm sleeping, and I'll have a potato fucking stuffed down my throat. Day 75. All day long, Xander's whining That sentence makes no sense. All day long, Xander's whining shut the fuck up. I hate the dark too. We all hate the dark and the yellow lamps with the brown potatoes and the tasteless food we all hated. Okay? Okay? It's not like I can yell at the team. I keep them all going. I'm the captain, Captain Wells, Potato Commander. I keep it together and vent it all in these fucking logs. Day 76. I can't breathe. I can't fucking breathe. And there's no room to shovel. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Day 78. I feel like I'm breathing inside someone else's lungs. Who's already exhaled, so there's nothing but carbon dioxide. No one can even speak while we're working. We're dead within the week. Death by potatoes. Concluding statement. On November 3rd, 21-something, Mission Captain Wells and Agents Ozols, Merrill, and Peterson connected with the secondary excavation team. Although they were suffering from oxygen deficiency and in a deteriorated mental state, all team members fully recovered within 3 weeks. Captain Wells declined to write a post-mission summary. Okay. They survived. They survived. Okay. Huh. What an interesting SCP. What an interesting SCP. This potato dimension was very mysterious and interesting to read. So, there was a building, there was a weird looking tree, there was a twisted bicycle. This place has a lot of unanswered questions. How interesting. I hope you guys liked that one. And that was just because of the fact, let me remind you guys, okay, that we went to this page by pressing this, right? And to get to this page, we were freaking looking at the freaking island skull rune thing. This. 077. This started from 077. We just went into a potato rabbit hole. We just went into a mini rabbit hole with potatoes. Isn't that nuts? Isn't that crazy? I actually want to see if there is art of SCP-077. Rot skull? Oh. Huh, a lot of the art looks very similar. Interesting. Huh. Very interesting. Also, what about 1689? Do you think someone's made art of, like, the dimension? The potato dimension? Images from 1689 leaked. I didn't actually mean to press this. Holy shit. 11 years ago. What? Reddit has been around for that long? Also, look at the potatoes. Oh, those potatoes look really grey. Huh. Interesting. I wish there was a redeem to throw something at you. I mean, if you want to, you can throw insults at me. I'll take them. And welcome back, Krabby. Hope you're doing okay. What an interesting read. We went to this potato rabbit hole thanks to frickin' SCP-077, the Irish Skull. Right. Next submission. 099. All of these submissions are by Ember. Thank you, Ember, for your submissions. I appreciate them. There have been some very interesting ones. Would you go there? Would I go to the potato dimension? I'm not gonna lie, after that story, I don't think I want to go. But if I was really... if I didn't care about my life, I would probably go there to do exploration and see what else I could uncover in that place. Ember, please don't. Don't do this. Don't. Don't, please. Please. You know what, you guys are making me tempted to increase the price of Shitos. I swear to God. I swear to God. I will increase the price of Shitos. Don't make me put it to 30k. Don't make me do it. I will do it. How is it that so many people have been able to redeem Shitos in the last few days? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Oh my god, my back. Not gonna lie, I feel really tired too. I am tired. I've saved for a while so I can do it multiple times. Do you have like 1,000 channel points? Oh wait, no. No, that's mediocre. Like 100,000 channel points? Okay. Next SCP is 099. SCP-099. Safe. SCP-099 is kept in a 1 meter by 75 centimeter wall mounted fireproof case in Gallery 27. Standard climate and humidity controls apply to this section of the gallery. Due to its properties, 099 can only be viewed within the gallery by level 2 staff or higher. Gallery? Is this an art piece? Hello? An art SCP? Due to, where was I? So only level 2 staff or higher, and only from a distance greater than 5 meters, and for a period not to exceed 5 minutes per day. When not being viewed, the case is to remain shut and electronically locked. SCP-099 is a 73 by 50 centimeter painting titled The Portrait, created in 1935 by surrealist painter René Magritte. Is this a real artist? The original painting possesses mimetic properties that trigger acute paranoia and lingering psychological effects when viewed for too long or from a distance of approximately 3 meters or less. The painting depicts a simple, still life with the addition of a single eye staring back at the viewer. Oh, that's actually very creepy. And it's an eye? We have to look at the art for this. He's real? Okay. They're the artists who made the piece of the guy with the green apple in front of his face? The guy with the green apple. I don't know that artwork. A reproduction of the work currently hangs in the Museum of Modern Art in New York, with critical elements removed to prevent the paranoia trigger. For a detailed description of the changes, refer to document 099B. Detailed reproductions and photographs of the original work retain its mimetic properties. Those who have viewed the painting for too long or from too close of a distance become subject to the delusion that any being or depiction of a being with eyes is staring at them. In extreme cases, subjects report that inanimate objects are making eye contact. The condition is so severe that subjects will even report making eye contact with individuals whose heads are completely turned away. Depending on the length of the original exposure to the painting, subjects may suffer from this condition until death, resulting in severe paranoia and enochlophobia. Okay guys, I'm not gonna lie, I don't like it when people stare at me, so this would already creep me out. The painting is real as well? Wait, really? Okay, I have to research this after. I put in the serve for you, by the way, the one I'm referring to, at least. Oh, the picture that you referred to. Oh, I have never seen that artwork before. Why does he just have a apple in his face? Oh! That's kinda creepy. Hold up. For those of you who don't know what I'm looking at, I will show it on stream, so that you guys also get feared for your lives. Suffer! Suffer with me. Are we serious? The picture didn't get saved? No, it did get saved. Where is it? I have so many pictures, I always have to... Everyone hold. Everyone hold. Where is the picture? What? Okay, I just find it on Google, sorry. We'll look at it afterwards. Sorry. I'm stupid. I'm so stupid. I'm like genuinely stupid. I really think I need to put myself in a trash bin. Anyway, Addendum 6 SCP-099 was recovered from the private collection of K. Sage, another surrealist painter. Recovery was performed by MTF Theta 6, Pink Panther. Mrs. Sage was unaware of the recovery and replacement of 099, although pre-recovery investigation suggests she was aware of its properties and was either immune or careful not to look too closely. So this... Okay, when we get the picture, I'll explain it again, but... So she was aware of the properties too. But it didn't affect her, because she was either immune or she just didn't look. Magritte was still alive at the time 099 was stored in Gallery 27. He remained under Foundation surveillance until his death in 1967. Why? Why are they keeping in the Foundation? Is it because of the fact that it is an SCP and that he made it? Researchers have said the painting's memetic trigger was intentionally created, although the effect and power of the trigger was likely unintentional. The Foundation has studied the rest of Magritte's work and found no anomalous memetic properties to this date. Weaponized replication, huh? What does that mean? Okay, let's search this up. Oops. Oh! What? I just quit my whole Opera GX browser. Oops. Awkward? I was supposed to press this. There's the... Oh, you can't even see it. I'm so sorry, everyone. This is awkward. I'm such an awkward person. I suck at streaming. There we go. That's the SCP. I won't lie, that is a very weird picture. I mean, like, that's a very weird SCP drawing. What on earth is that? That is fucked up. Hello? Ugh. It's so interesting that it's also based off of a real-life SCP as well. It's just pancakes. That's a pancake, right? I wonder if this would make people afraid of pancakes too. That's the whole point of surrealism. It's supposed to be unsettling. I feel like surrealism and art that is surreal can very much be associated with like stuff like liminal spaces or unnatural spaces, you know? Let's say you no-clipped into the back rooms and then you found this massive drawing, a massive picture of this drawing in the back rooms out of nowhere. I think that would absolutely make you shit your pants. I'm not joking. That would make me shit my pants. If I saw this. Huh. Very interesting. And yeah, so if you stare at this SCP, you are going to have the feeling that everyone's staring at you. And again, I don't like being stared at. So that's a very creepy... That's a creepy thing. Right, what is document 099B? Can I actually search that? This SCP was written 17 years ago. Also, this document doesn't exist. Okay, we can't access it. God damn it. You should look at some of his other works. They all kind of have that weird concept. It takes reality and bends it in a weird ways that make it feel wrong and unsettling. Unsettling. We love unsettling things. Okay. That's 099, everyone. That is that. Right. Next SCP is gonna be SCP-169. Oh shit, it's a Kita. No picture. Ooh. Let's see. Special containment procedures. Because of its size, 169 cannot and almost certainly will never be contained. No structure on Earth is large enough or strong enough to contain 169. The location of 169 is not precisely known, but imaging satellites and analyses of eccentricities in Earth's orbit suggest 169 is located in the southern Atlantic Ocean, possibly stretching around the tip of South America. See addendum 02. What? Straight off the bat, we are unable to contain this thing. Any satellite footage of a shift in the landmasses produced by 169 is to be excised and destroyed by embedded agents. "169 is surmised to be a marine arthropod of enormous size, known as the Leviathan, by generations of sailors and oral history." Oh my god. It's Subnautica. It's Subnautica. Subnautica? Is that what I was dealing with in Subnautica when I was playing the game? Subnautica? Presumed at first to be a myth, 169 was detected on something 19 something by Mobile Task Force Gamma 6 during an investigation of paranormal activity around the something archipelago. During Gamma 6's investigation, Dr. Redacted discovered the archipelago to have moved at least 3 kilometers from its original location. Though initially Dr. Redacted believed this motion to be due to unusually quick continental drift. A reconnaissance mission performed by the USS revealed the archipelago to be the protrusions of rock-like plates covering an enormous, gigantic, organic mass. I added the word gigantic in there. I don't know why I did that. The Foundation was brought in immediately to begin threat management. So 169, chat, is just a massive sea creature. It's an arthropod. What is an arthropod? No, I typed arthropod. There we go. What? Invertebrates in the phylum Arthropoda. They possess an exoskeleton that... Oh, the... This SCP, you're telling me, is a massive, spider-like sea creature. Oh, that's terrifying. Oh my god. Oh my god. Dr. Redacted and Redacted estimate 169's body length to be 2,000 and 8,000 kilometers. The creature is thought to have existed since the Precambrian era. No other specimens have been cited. Almost nothing is known about 169's habits, such as its reproductive capabilities, if any, food source, nesting area, if any. Research regarding 169 is pending approval. Oh my goodness. The archipelago known as Redacted Islands have historically been uninhabited, though claimed by Redacted, and there's so much redacted stuff in this, it's actually annoying me. Upon handover to the Foundation, presence was evacuated on the pretense of rising sea levels. Though the archipelago has remained above sea level for several millennia, any change of depth by 169 could result in the disappearance of the entire archipelago. 169 moves slowly, less than 1 kilometer per week, but seems only to be adrift. Its method of propulsion is unknown. Regular seismic tremors seem to indicate breathing about every 3 months, causing minor shifts in the island's terrain, suggesting that the creature is probably dormant. Oh my god, it's so big that it has the power to move an archipelago. It can move and cause seismic activity. Imagine this thing being active and not being dormant. Also, hold on. Give me 1 sec. Sorry about that. Okay. Informational suppression. Information suppression. What does it mean by that? The USS was scuttled with all hands immediately after the discovery of 169, with the permission of the American government. The public is forbidden from entering the archipelago created by 169 due to the conveniently large number of resident endangered bird species. As indicated above, satellite footage is to be doctored in order to suppress knowledge of 169's movement. Oh, they don't want the public to know. Because how will people react to knowing that there is a massive sea creature in the ocean? NASA is currently cooperating with the Foundation in keeping the existence of 169 quiet, and is currently permitting the Foundation use of their satellites for photographic use. Okay, that's what it means by information suppression. That makes sense. Addendum 020. In 1990-something, the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, an American scientific agency unaffiliated with and unaware of the existence of the Foundation, detected an ultra-low frequency underwater sound emanating from around redacted coordinates, approximately redacted kilometers from the southwestern coast of South America. Despite the efforts of the embedded agent, news of the sound leaked to the media, receiving significant media coverage. Foundation analysis concluded that a massive underwater organism was the source of the noise, and 169 was hypothesized to be its source, as its head is well within the possible locations of the rest of 169. Wait, what? And 169 was hypothesized to be its source, as its head is well within the possible locations of the rest of 169. The sound confirms Gamma 6 hypothesis that 169 is a gargantuan in size. Future efforts by scientific or civilian teams to determine the source of the noise must be stopped by any means necessary. Wait, no, why would I save the image? No. Open a new tab. This is apparently the sound that they found. Have you guys ever heard of like those or watched any of those videos before which talk about, oh, creepy sea sound below the ocean, scary, really scary? Have you guys ever heard of those videos or watched those? I'd imagine one of those sounds was probably the inspiration for this thing, because now I want to know how it sounds like, or how this sounds like. Is there a way to tell how or discover how this would sound like? Is there like the bloop? Do you think this is the bloop? Actually, I wouldn't know. I haven't heard of these things in a long time either. I was absolutely expecting to hear that when I saw your message. Oh! Oh shit, it's the exact same thing. It is the bloop. It is the bloop. Chat, it's the same picture. Wait, how does the bloop sound like? Hold on. I'm doing research. Chat, just let it be known, I am never showing you guys my YouTube. Okay. Here is the sound of the bloop. Wow, this is from like 2017. Okay. So that's how that thing sounds like. Interesting. That's pretty cool. I cannot believe that we found the original source or inspiration. Okay, but now I want to search up if there's art of how this thing looks like. Oh my goodness. That actually looks terrifying from a distance. Do you see that? Just a massive shadow in the ocean. Oh. Wow. I love how realistic that looks as well. Wow. Okay, chat. If you see a picture of the planet and it looks like this, and you see this in the ocean, GG's, go to planet Mars. We're out of here. I love how creepy that looks, actually. Just the fact that it's just a massive, like, shadow in the ocean. And you see this thing. Oof. Oof. Okay. Well, that is 169. Thank you again, Ember, for another submission. All of these submissions are Embers. So this stream is sponsored by Ember. Right. SCP-247 is the next one. Which one is this? Euclid. No picture again. Well, this one seems a little bit longer. Right. SCP-247. Euclid. 247 is kept in an enclosure at least 20 by 40 meters, furnished based on the plans provided by Redacted Zoo, and lined with SCP-148. What? What? This has links to... Huh? Immediately? But this is redacted. This is like crossed out. Offset from the rest of site something by in order to mitigate its psychic effect. Oh, this SCP is going to do some sort of psychological damage to you. Gotcha. Consider procedure for 148. Its use in the containment of other SCPs is to be avoided if at all possible. 247 is to be fed 18 kilograms of fresh meat on a tri-weekly basis. Feeding occurs in a separate enclosure. Cleaning staff should enter the enclosure only during designated feeding times. No other access to the enclosure is allowed. The footage resulting from any violation of this order is to be archived for use in training and the cleaning and monitoring staff of 247. So immediately this is like giving the vibe of like an animal of some sort. In case of containment breach, the entire wing must be evacuated and all live footage of the incident heavily censored. 247 occupies the area 247 occupies will be sealed off and gassed, followed by the return of 247 to containment. If for any reason this should become impossible, a retrieval team will be sent in armed with heavy tranquilizer rifles. Retrieval team agents must be specifically selected for high reflexes, excellent marksmanship, unquestioning obedience, and low empathy scores. Oh shoot. Unempathetic people. 247 is a Bengal tiger, which to all observers appears to be a harmless cat, with an orange and black striped coat resembling that of a tiger. Oh! So it's a tiger, but it makes everyone perceive it as a cat. Oh, that's so sneaky. Interesting. Remote feeds and still photos also show this illusion, although it is unknown whether the photo itself is affected or merely the observer. 247's true nature has been confirmed by analysis of weight, water displacement, and dental molds made from bite marks. It is unknown exactly how 247 generates this illusion. There are two components to the illusion. First, a mimetic effect that changes the perceived image of 247 to that of a kitten. Mimetic effect, so like, again, something to do with like perceiving things. And second, a psychic component which radiates outward from the subject, diminishing according to the inverse square law. Reaching half-life. Oh god. Any sentient being within this field comes under the impression that 247 is completely harmless, regardless of prior knowledge or experience. Individuals in this field also show extreme reluctance to harm or allow others to harm 247, even while being actively harmed by the subject. This psychic field can be blocked with SCP-148, or avoided by striking from well outside its effective range. The mimetic effect is not blocked by 148 as of yet. No one has been able to see 247 as anything but a small striped cat. So then how do you know it's a Bengal tiger if all you see is a cat? And, okay, what is 148? I'm not even going to read the whole thing, I'm just going to do this as a description. Right, 148 is a metallic substance composed of a variety of known and unknown elements. Okay, so SCP-148 is just an unknown liquid. A metallic substance. Okay. That's a weird link. That a metallic substance can be used to block a psychic field. Okay, so it's a tiger which is actually making people perceive it as a cat. But the cat has the typical, like, striped fur and color of a tiger. So it's like a really baby version of the tiger, but it's actually still a tiger. And I wonder if that's how it, like, gets its prey. By playing as a cute animal, but then boom, it will, like, leap at you. Typically, 247 will begin to purr or mew. Does that meow? Mew? When approached by a human. The human will remark that this is adorable, and approach to pet the subject. This has been observed even in persons who strongly dislike cats. 247 has been known to accept affection from its victims for upwards of 7 minutes before disemboweling and devouring them. Holy shit. Okay, so it even allows it to be played as, like, a normal cat. And it feels affection from them. And then after 7 minutes, 247 is like, okay, cute time over, I'm gonna fucking eat you. And then boom, destroys you. Oh, that's brutal. Now that is what you call dying to cuteness. I think that is true cute death. That is true cuteness death. Genetic analysis shows slight deviation from a typical Bengal tiger's genotype, indicating possible contamination. Oh, so it's a mutated tiger which has these effects? That's actually, I guess... It's still a weird thing for it to do. It's still very unreal for something like that to happen, but we have a very human and normal explanation for why it could be doing this. All further breeding experiments require O5 level approval. The resulting hybrids have been designated 2471. Okay, so they have made, like, hybrid versions of these. A series of tests in exposing 247 and the control subjects to various non-human animals. Control testing took place in an exact replica of 247's enclosure. Control A is a yellow kitten matching 247's apparent size and age. Control B is a fully grown Bengal tiger matching 247's actual weight. And then these are the logs. Oh wow, they did the love experiments. Right. Test subject, a mixed breed dog, mostly terrier, also known cat chaser. Control test A. Subject immediately began barking and ran out the control, which retreated up a nearby tree. Control test B. Subject cowered in the corner as far from the control as possible. Control took no notice of subject. Results. Subject ran towards 247 barking loudly. At approximately 5 meters away, subject slowed to a halt and became silent. At this point, 247 rolled over and made a mewing sound, believed to be a sign of annoyance. The subject retreated to a far corner of the enclosure with its tail between its legs. Notes: that was extremely odd. Further testing recommended. Okay, so the so they're using animals as test subjects. It's not even people. So they used a dog, and it would make sense that the dog would bark at the SCP because it sees it as a cat, but once it got closer to it and then it gets into the psychic field, or maybe even left the psychic field possibly, he then realized that, or the dog realized that, oh shit, this is dangerous. I gotta back off. And it cowered in fear, oh my goodness. Okay, but I kid you not, SCP-247 rolled over and made a mewing sound? That sounds really cute. Chad, we should get 247, and that could be our pet. What do we think? New pet? Approved. Now someone go out there and get me that animal right now. Okay? Thank you. Okay. Next test. A male tabby kitten with the same apparent age as 247. Control test A. Subject played with the control in the manner expected of kittens. Oh, that's so cute! Control test B. Subject climbed a tree and attempted to hide itself from the control, displaying visible signs of terror. Oh no, the baby! No! Imagine a scared cute kitten. Oh god. Poor thing. Results. Subject approached 247 and mewed. 247 responded in kind and played with the tabby kitten. The resulting footage is extremely odd. At one point, 247 lifts the subject, which appears to be the same size as 247. With a single forepaw, while at another point, 247 lifts the subject with its mouth, clearly showing that its mouth is much larger than it appears to be. The leading researcher characterized this as adorable, but remarked that it gave him a headache. Due to a faulty recorder, this test has to be repeated. Results test 2. Subject approached 247 as above. 247 made a deep purring sound, analogous to a growl. Subject reacted as in control test B. This seems to indicate 247 has some degree of conscious control over its apparent appearance. So it has a mouth larger than it's meant to have. Oh, Chat, I think mouths which get big unnaturally would look very terrifying. You know, it's like kind of like an elongated mouth. Because that means it has like an unnatural jawline. Like it could open its mouth so big. That's the stuff of like horrors. Okay, at least it didn't kill the kitty, okay? It can play with the kitty. Gotcha. Nice. Right, test 3. An adult male deer. A normal prey for a Bengal tiger. Control B and 247 were not fed for 3 days prior to this experiment. Oh shit. Control test A. Subject grazed. Control fell asleep 2 minutes into the experiment. Control test B. Control attacked, killed, and devoured subject, which behaved normally for a deer trapped in an enclosed space with a large predator. RIP deer. Results. Subject began grazing as in Control Test A. 247 approached it calmly and killed it with a single bite to the neck. Then proceeded to devour the subject. The test was repeated with 247 being forced to fast. 247 completely ignored the subject for over a day before apparently becoming hungry and killing it, again with a single bite to the neck. 247 seems to prefer humans, both as food and for entertainment. Other prey animals presented to 247 were all killed in a single strike, while humans are invariably allowed to pet the SCP for some time before being killed and are sometimes mauled and played with the way a cat will play with a mouse. Furthermore, the SCP has killed every human it has had the opportunity to kill, regardless of hunger. Are tigers in real life actually dangerous? Like, in the sense that, could tigers in real life kill and eat a human? Genuine question. Would a tiger actually, in real life, be interested in wanting to eat a human? Because this SCP tiger loves to do that. It did it to a deer, though, as well. Right, let's see. An adult female chimpanzee. Subject control, subject treated. Results. Subject approached 247, made noises identified as signs of affection, and began to groom 247. 247 allowed the subject to groom it for over an hour, then messily killed and devoured it. It's crazy how this SCP is so cunning and mischievous, right? That it allows, like, people to comfort it as if nothing's wrong, and then after a certain point in time, it can literally do a 360 and just destroy a person and eat them. That's so terrifyingly insane and evil. Probably, but I don't think they'd want to. I mean, has it been recorded of a tiger killing a human and eating it? I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Either way, this SCP can do that. Okay. So, a chimpanzee. Oh wait, I didn't read this part yet. So note, this seems to be its typical reaction to unfamiliar prey animals. It seems to prefer to prey on apes with advanced social behavior. Experiments with gorillas and other social apes have shown similar results. Essentially, 247 is a large predator that has somehow adapted to take advantage of the largest available food source, humans. We should investigate all future reports of man-eating tigers in case there are more of these things. A man-eating tiger does sound pretty bad. Luckily, there are no tigers near me, so I am safe. Unless you live in an area with tigers, in which case, GG's. enjoy being someone's McDonald's meal. Okay, so an adult female grizzly bear. Subject and control acted nervously and gave one another as large a berth as possible. So the actual control tiger and the bear were just scared? Are bears and tigers scared of each other? Is that a thing? Results. Initially, subject and 247 ignored one another. At one point, subject came very close to SCP-247, resulting in 247 giving a warning growl. Subject responded with hostility. Test aborted due to possible harm to 247. Subject tranquilized by Foundation personnel and subsequently killed by 247. So they actually let the grizzly bear die to the thing. Wow. That's evil. Future tests involving animals potentially capable of killing or injuring a Bengal tiger are cancelled. Chat, have you ever wondered what would happen if the Foundation allowed an SCP to die? If this thing is harmful and dangerous, wouldn't it be fair to kill it? Or is that too cruel? What do we think? Have you ever wondered that? Have there ever been SCPs that have actually died? I don't know. I think they've neutralized SCPs in the past. Neutralized as in put them in a coma or actually kill them. Because they didn't want 247 to die in this situation, despite it being a pretty dangerous, cunning, evil tiger with the way it does its thing with allowing people to comfort it and then boom, dead. Okay, test subject. An adult female. Okay, so 247 and a actual Bengal tiger. A female one. Control test A. Control fed up a tree in terror. Control test B. Subject and control greeted one another. Established the order of social dominance. Then both fell asleep. Okay, fantastic. Great. Have kids. What? Killed. I think it messes with their minds so they don't want it to die. I think... Wait, but if it's messing with their minds, then shouldn't they kill it? Because it is a real tiger that wants to kill humans. It's a danger to humanity. But then again, I guess killing it is a little bit harmful. I don't know. Okay, but... Results. Identical to control test B. Okay, so interestingly, 247 was the beta animal in this interaction. Okay, so if 247 meets a female Bengal tiger, it acts normally, as if it's a normal tiger. I'm kinda not surprised, but also... okay. Okay, final experiment. An adult male Bengal tiger. Control test A always is fleeing up, because control test A is literally just a cat. The poor cat is being terrorized so much. Every time. Control test B. Omitted. Record of normal Bengal tiger mating behavior substituted. Results. As expected, based on control B. Data expunged. Notes. Researcher... Chat. Researcher S. Redacted. Chat, do you think they're referring to me? Researcher Cheyenne. Maybe this whole time you guys didn't know, but I had a double life. I am a scientist at the SCP Foundation. Isn't that interesting? If you would know, okay, I've spoken to the Plague Doctor before, and I'm very good friends with the Shy Guy SCP, you know? We've had tea together, and he's actually a really nice dude. Anyway, I'm being stupid. I'm so fucking stupid. Researcher Redacted has been removed from this project for lax security in his experiments. Although in light of his injuries, further disciplinary measures have been deemed unnecessary, which seems to have benefited from a form of hybrid vigor. Has been designated 2471, considering that 247 is likely to have bred naturally in the wild. Has been informed and designed to hunt down and contain and destroy all instances of hybrid. So there have been hybrid creations of this thing that have unleashed itself. Sonic Unleashed? Oh my god, I want to play Sonic Unleashed again. Sorry, that's totally unrelated. What are my final thoughts on this SCP? Well, it's a tiger, and the way it hunts people is very cunning. I think it's very evil of it to allow people to, like, comfort it and give the false impression that the subject is playing with a cat, and then, out of nowhere, they can unleash their power and destroy and devour anyone. And I think that is very evil and dangerous. Right, is there art of this thing? Oh my. That's literally a cat that looks like a tiger. Or is that a baby tiger? Oh, that looks cool. Oh, that looks so cute. Oh, that looks creepy. The eyes. Creepy eyes. What an interesting concept. It takes cat to another level. Okay, but Chad, totally, this is gonna be my pet, okay? Who in the Abysslings wants to go out and get me this SCP? Uzi, I have now tasked you with going out there and getting me this SCP. Thank you very much. You will be compensated with 1,000 cookies. Oh, okay, never mind. Never mind. Astro wants to do it, okay? GG's, Astro. Or how about Astro and Uzi both go and get it? Give it to me! Okay. Thank you for another SCP, SCP-247. Right. Next. What's the time? 3 hours. As long as you're not alone, exactly. Astro can go with you. You will have company. Right, this next one. This next one is SCP-368. 368. Oh. The picture is loading? Oh my god, it's the reveal of a century. Holy shit. The crazy reveal. Oh, origami SCP? 368. Safe. 368 has not yet warranted any need for containment, though it has the movement patterns and behavior common to a normal bird. Neither it nor any of its copies have shown any desire to migrate from the offices in which they are stored. 368 is an animated origami crane folded from ornate, heavy stock paper. Left to its own devices, it will perch, preen, fly from platform to platform, groom, and occasionally construct a makeshift nest out of nearby office supplies. It responds to human touch affectionately, much as a domesticated bird would. The item's demeanor is, on the whole, friendly, and it has been observed to perch on the shoulders of various SCP personnel. Though the item needs no source of nourishment, it appears to sleep at night, in that it places its head under its wing. Studying the physical properties of 368 has proven difficult. The item seems to interpret attempts to capture or contain it as a game, and has displayed considerable agility and resourcefulness in evading even the most focused attempts at containment. How SCP-368 stays airborne and maintains its stability while airborne are still unknown. Wait, this is so cute! That's actually so adorable and cute. It's just a paper crane origami thing. It's chillin'. It's enjoying life. I wish I was 368. History. 368 was discovered in an office building in redacted Japan in 19-something. Now employed. A former employee at the aforementioned building found the item in a closet full of office supplies. Upon discovery, 368 employee or something managed to gain its trust in order to move it to a more secure location. Psychological evaluations indicated her to be of sufficient mental stability and acuity to warrant a position within the SCP organization. So they found it from some person, from a former employee at a building, who they then later added them to the SCP organization. Who made this? Oh, the horrors. Wow, you're telling me you're afraid of birds, Joss? I just found out Joss's fear, guys. He's afraid of birds. Oh god, imagine getting bird poop on you. Oh god, why would I say that? Fuck. Shut up, me. What is wrong with me? I knew a girl who was afraid of stickers. Oh. I mean, everyone has their fears, even if it may be the most weirdest ones. Okay, thank you for farting. Okay. Cross SCP warnings. It is recommended that 368 be isolated from 529 and 530, as contact would almost certainly alarm all 3 SCPs. Wait, what? Wait, what's 529? Oh my god, wait, the half cat. Okay, so half cat. And who else? 530. A small dog in constant state of physical alteration. Oh. So, that's interesting. So... Okay, interesting. So, the origami bird, if it meets the alterating dog and the half cat, all three of them are gonna get startled. Why is that? Is there any reason? Addendum 022 on Redacted. While housed in Research Sector 15, 368 began displaying unusual behavior. Instead of its normal routine of human interaction, grooming, and play, it began hovering over a photocopier. Serial number redacted. Flattening itself whenever SCP personnel approached. Dr. Redacted placed SCP-368 into the photocopier and made a copy, upon which another sheet of paper of identical pattern but different hue emerged from the copier and promptly folded itself a shape mimicking that of the original. 368 and the new specimen, referred to as 368 Alpha, resumed usual behavior. Since then, 368 has displayed similar behavior at intervals varying between 2 and 4 years, while the copies have shown no such behavior, though initially, Overseer O redacted disallowed any employee from aiding in the reproduction of 368, and Dr. Redacted was reprimanded for his action. Remarkably, high employee morale at Research Sector 15 led to the introduction of the progeny of 368 at further SCP facilities. So that's how it makes more of itself. It will go to a photocopier, make a photocopied version of the paper that it's made of, and then that paper will origamize themselves. That's not a word. Origamize? I just invented a word, chat. Let's fucking go. Origamize into another 368. Basically a friend. He's just making friends. That's actually so adorable. You know what? Oh, oops. I'm so stupid today. I feel very stupid. So, I'm gonna pin my new word in chat so that everyone knows that I just made a new word. Origamize. I'm so good at this. Okay. This was a really cute submission. This was a very cute submission. I liked it. And it's so harmful that it doesn't even need to be contained. It can just freely float or do its thing. It's like a worker companion. Okay. Chat, I think what we'll do, depending on time, this will be my final... This next SCP will be the final SCP we look at. And then I'm gonna end stream, okay? Again, all of the submissions today have been by Ember. Ember has been giving us so many SCPs. Wait, SCP-505, is that not the one that was... Oh no, that's 530, never mind. Also, I don't know why I did this. Just fucking remove this. Just remove that. I'm so stupid. I have a problem. Right. Final possible SCP... Okay, yeah, this will be the final one. Oh, it's a Keter. Shit. We're ending off with a dangerous one. SCP-505, Kita. 505 is contained in a 50 by 40 by 10 room at site redacted. SCP-505's containment area is to be sealed, other than one secure airlock and a series of pipes allowing transport of 505-1 to storage tanks in the event of 505-1 reaching levels in which it poses a danger to containment. Pipes? Sprayers of 4M-NaOH are to be... Wait, what is NaOH? Sodium hydroxide? Is that a thing? Oh, it is NaOH, okay. I haven't done chemistry in, like, maybe close to a decade. Okay. So sprayers of that are to be available through 505's containment area and the rest of site redacted to combat a containment breach. In the event of a spill of 505-1, the affected area should immediately be covered with an absorbent material. Commercial blotting paper is currently standard for this purpose, and doused with alcohol or acetone, or if NaOH is not immediately available. Sodium hydroxide immersion is a method of choice for 505-1 containment, followed by an incineration of affected material if practicable. So pipes, and it can already make an instance of itself, and other things. There are currently redacted instances of 505-1 points of secondary contamination outside 505's primary containment area. Containment in these areas is variable, but efforts have been made to make procedures as similar to those of the primary site if possible. Of these secondary contamination zones are unable to fully be contained at this time, resulting in this... Okay, what is this? SCP-505 is a model redacted Faber-Castell fountain pen produced in 2001. For documentation of its acquisition by the Foundation, see addendum that. It is identical in all aspects to a standard fountain pen, apart from its association with 505-1. SCP-505-1 is the black ink produced by 505, which exhibits properties of self-replication. Wait, self-replication of what? The pen or the ink? 505-1 spreads at a variable rate, affected by the substance it comes into contact with and the amount of SCP-505-1 present. Quantities of 505-1 have been shown to increase at rates between that and that. Standard ink removing chemicals are able to partially remove 505-1 and inhibit its spread. However, sodium hydroxide is necessary to remove 505-1 contamination completely, and has shown to be ineffective in environments with particularly high 505-1 concentrations. Fortunately, the growth rate of 505-1 appears to be inversely proportional to its quantity at high concentrations. Wait, math. How does math do this? What does that mean? Fluctuate the growth rate. So, the higher concentrated it is, the slower it grows? Am I getting that right? Or is it the other? Okay. While the observed effects of this are negligible in most cases, This inverse growth phenomena provides the only explanation for the partial containment of 5051. Despite a number of cases of larger-scale environmental contamination, which were projected to otherwise lead to an NK class end of... What? How is pen ink supposed to cause an end of world scenario? Chat, please explain to me how that makes sense. Are you telling me the ink would cover the whole planet? I don't know how that makes any sense. 5051 exhibits no unusual properties other than its constant spread and partial resistance to removal. It nonetheless poses serious difficulties for control. So the real danger is the ink that comes out of it. It doesn't stop reproducing, or like it doesn't stop stopping. It like spreads like a fluid. 5051 will flow across non-absorbent surfaces and pass through porous surfaces in identical fashion to normal ink. All liquid or solid objects or beings in contact with 5051 will be contaminated. 5051 will adhere to non-porous surfaces such as metals, but newly produced 5051 will constantly flow off. Non-porous materials are thus catalysts for 5051 spread, and 5051 contamination should be covered in porous materials such as blotting paper for this reason. So you could even be contaminated with this thing? But like, would it, like, how would it contaminate you? By just being on you? Does it cause health problems? It is not possible to permanently contain 5051 in a non-porous container, as said container's contents will gradually increase in quantity, leading to increased pressure and subsequent rupture. All containers being used to contain 5051 must therefore be drained periodically to prevent a containment breach. Ah, that makes sense. So it's... okay, in a way, that is kind of terrifying. A non-stopping black ink fluid thing. It's like a massive slime that is continually growing. 5051's effects on its environment are identical to those of an equivalent quantity of standard fountain pen ink. 5051 exposure will inevitably lead to the death of living organisms. Plant matter will be killed due to inhibition of photosynthesis, whereas animals will be killed due to chemical poisoning. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. In humans and other mammals, contact will most likely be via the skin, where it will spread until it reaches an orifice or a break in the skin and subsequently enter the vascular system through mucous membranes. Oh, that's not good. It can seep through the veins. Okay, now this is where things get dangerous. Oh shit. Spread through the vasculature and have catastrophic effects on all organ systems it reaches, as it continuously replicates and is unable to be excreted by the urinary system. Cause of death is generally multiple organ failure. Although in most cases affected individuals will be terminated and decontaminated prior to this. The containment procedures in these are... Oh. Chat, could you imagine a massive wave of this black ink that could devour everything? Okay, now I can see why this could cause an end-of-world scenario. Now I can kind of see that. And that's actually not good. 5051 has an increased rate of spread through non-viscous fluids such as water, as would be expected of normal ink. Any contamination of the water table from 5051 must be prevented at all costs due to the potential for an NK-class end-of-the-world scenario. It is unknown whether 5051's aforementioned property of an inversely proportional rate of spread will manifest in fluids, as experimentation with such high quantities of 5051 is strictly forbidden. Oh, we have a story. We have a story called Ganymede. Interesting. Immediately I see mention of O5 Council. Very interesting. You guys could totally read that for yourself. I definitely will at some point. Horror story narration? I'm just joking. Wow, I cannot believe it. The real SCP is not 505, it's 5051. Like, when it comes to detrimental effects. It all happens from one pen. How did they, like, discover this thing? Thus, any environmental 5051 contamination in water sources must be met with immediate damming and drainage into storage tanks of all affected areas. Wait, if you can't stop it from spreading, then how can you... Okay, maybe there's something I'm not getting. Okay, what's this? Addendum 551. Procedures for dealing with 5051 contamination in humans. Administration of multiple dose activated charcoal has been shown to slow the progress of 5051 contamination in humans, but is unable to halt the process. The only known methods of treatment for 5051 contamination in humans are by immediate excision of the affected area or continuous application of ethanol to an affected skin region. Topical ethanol, okay, so just alcohol stuff. In theory, excision or amputation of affected areas would be the gold standard for treatment, but contamination of surgical instruments and personnel remains a problem. Therefore, all cases of 5051 contamination in humans, other than essential personnel, should be dealt with by termination, followed by standard procedure of sodium hydroxide immersion. Oh my god. Oh my god, that is so sad. Imagine you have a loved one, and they get contaminated with this ink, and you have to be forced to kill them. Oh my god. That's a horror story right there. Writers, begin writing. Okay, that's creepy. That's scary to be in a situation with. Like, again, it's just ink, right? But if it gets on you, it spreads, and then you're done for. Also, welcome back, sweet peas. I hope you're enjoying food. I also need to have dinner soon, but not now. Right. SCP-505 retrieval history. Yeah, how did they find this? 505 was acquired by the Foundation from the town of Redacted in Oman, when the town in question was quarantined by the Omani government due to reports of a black fluid beginning to seep out from the town's post office and causing the deaths of a number of its inhabitants. Fortuitously, the arid and remote location of the incident prevented wide-scale environmental contamination of 5051A. The Foundation retrieved 5051 with redacted casualties. No other anomalous properties of the town's post office or the town itself were detected. It was deemed necessary to terminate civilian inhabitants of the town who were deemed likely to be contaminated. The incident was reported as a non-extra normal chemical spill. That's so dark. Holy shit. I wonder if because it said it didn't spread in the desert, I wonder if it's because of the ink maybe evaporating? Can ink evaporate? in heat, right? I guess it could evaporate. Maybe that's why it didn't spread further. And maybe that's how you stop it. You just make sure it evaporates before it gets on anything. So they found it in a friggin' post office? That's so weird. It's like such a random occurrence. Like to the people working at the thing, at the post office, they could be just using a normal pen, thinking that it's a normal pen. They you know, they write something, and then they see that the ink spreads. Creepy. Well, it is just a pen. So I guess it makes sense that we don't have proper images, but... Yes, it does. Okay, so... Maybe I guess evaporating the ink would be a good idea? Through evaporation? Pretty cool. I like it. Chat. Did you see the link? It's a story, isn't it? Dude, I don't know if we have enough time to read this. It sounds like it could be an interesting story, but I don't know if I have enough time because, I'm not gonna lie, I feel tired. But also, I am working my arse off on getting the analog horror video up. I'm reminding you guys, the next video on the YouTube is gonna be over 6 hours long. And I'm hoping to release it by Tuesday. So again, I've just been grinding my ass off on getting that video up. So I do wanna probably get back into sorting that out, or continue editing that, because I have stuff planned for it as well. But yeah, I think we'll be ending it here. I will definitely want to read. You know what? Okay, you know what? Next stream, next SCP Sunday, we read this. Understand? Someone has to remind me, okay, that we need to read this next stream. Got it? Do I trust you guys to remember? Do you guys have good memory? Because I definitely do want to read this. The name in and of itself is Ganymede. If you guys don't know, Ganymede is also like one of the names of like Jupiter's moons. I don't know if it has any other significance. And then we immediately have like mentions of O5 Council. And just as a reminder too, this SCP can cause a end of world scenario. Wow. That's so unlikely. I mean, that was like really unexpected to see from a pen. That just goes to show, chat, that the world is so insanely dangerous. Please take care of yourselves, okay? Right. I'm so ready. I tried not too long ago. Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Uzi. That means a lot. I think we're like at 205 subscribers. We recently reached 200. But I'm not happy with that. We have to go up. We have to go up, 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 up. But yeah, I'm gonna be ending it here for today. Thank you everyone for coming by. I wish I could do something else. I nearly felt like gaming or playing some Valorant. I don't know why. Don't ask me. I may need to do a Valorant stream after I get this video out so that I can freaking relax because I've been stressed because life. But I'm gonna end it here. Thank you everyone for coming by. Really appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed SCP Sunday. We've had a lot of smaller SCP submissions, and we basically just went through them today. I think my favorite one though was the potato dimension because of how unique that one was. And that wasn't even a submission that you guys sent. That was we found that through links, you know. But yeah, just as a reminder, we have an SCP submissions channel in the Discord. If you ever want to submit SCPs for me to look at, feel free to send them. Initially, my goal would be to look at initially when we started this, my thing was I wanted to look at ones which were very unknown, because there's tons of SCPs. So if you have any suspicious ones or weird ones, do send them. Unless it's a moth, then I'm terrified. That's already happened, but whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna end it here, guys. Please take care of yourselves. Tomorrow is Monday, right? Oh, what am I gonna do tomorrow? What should we do tomorrow? What do you guys want to see me do tomorrow? You know what? What do you guys want to see me do tomorrow? Why don't you tell me? Tell me. Everyone send moths. No! Monday Fun Day? OMG, twin. Just in time. Yeah, just in time for me to end stream. No, but guys, what do you wanna see me do tomorrow? Does anyone have any particular ideas of what they would want to see me do? Because I don't have anything planned for tomorrow. And the only thing I could think of is probably finishing off Silent Hill 4 tomorrow. Because I think next stream, we could definitely finish Silent Hill 4. I think. But marbles, I miss it. Well, we can't do marbles the whole stream. See, now... beer can... Chat, what the fuck does a beer can stream mean? I don't get it. I don't get it. Joss, see what you've done? You freaking spread the beer can propaganda today. They said it while you weren't here earlier. You've spread the propaganda. Maybe Fall Guys or something? Well, again, that would have to be dependent if people are able to join tomorrow. But yeah, if we could do Fall Guys, I guess. Community games tomorrow? Question mark? But we usually do that on a Sunday because then a lot of people are down. But I don't know. Some people could be at work, that's one thing, and then they get to miss out. Like Pepito or Kay. I'm so down. When is Shift at Midnight coming out? It's on the 22nd. I'm definitely playing that game. Do you guys remember Shift at Midnight? I mentioned it a few days ago. It's coming out on the 22nd. I'm just trying to plan what streams I'm going to do this week, because Wednesday I'm probably going to play Shift at Midnight. Thursday, I think we're going to go back and deep dive into the Avarian Show website, ARG website, because by then people will know about the series from the video. So Thursday we're going to be looking at the website. So that's Thursday's stream. Wednesday that. Fall Guys sounds super cool. Okay, we'll do Fall Guys. Are you happy? We'll do Fall Guys. Also, I just remembered. There's a horror game on Epic Games that is free right now, but is on my wishlist on Steam. I need to get that. That's totally unrelated to this. But yeah, you know what? You know what? Fuck it. We'll do some fun games. We may do some words on stream. You guys obviously suck at spelling, so we could start off with a spelling bee, and you guys can test your spelling skills. Then we do Fall Guys, and then maybe we do other things as well. I don't know. Gaming. Whatever. But yeah, guys, I am going to end it here. Thank you everyone for coming by. I hope everyone has a great rest of their Sunday. And to whoever watches the football game, I hope Argentina wins. In Pepita's honor. Okay. I will see you guys tomorrow, okay? Bye bye. Bye 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 bye.